we're really excited because we have some really great tips. Our topic is amazing, especially for families all the way around. So, Brother Rob, I'm going to send it right back to you. That way we can get it going.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Sister Sharice. And we've got a couple of really, really great guests that are joining us. We're going to have them introduce themselves here in just a minute. But we wanted to also, of course, start by thanking everyone who's joining us this morning on the program, because this program only is here because it's for you. And we're hoping that you please interact with us on the YouTube chat. We are live. We love entertaining your questions and, of course, getting your insights, because we are a community. We're an INCRadio Florida family. So please feel free to jump in. And I guess what we wanted to start off with was to start by introducing our guests and panelists this morning. We've got a couple of new faces that are going to be joining us here on INC Radio, and hopefully on even a more regular basis. So let's start off with Sister Elida Sanchez, who's coming to us. Please let us, well, introduce yourself. I just gave away your name, but tell us where you're from, Sister Elida.
Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm Sister Elida from Orlando, Florida, and it's very sunny here as well. Humid, but
Yeah,
when is it not?
I was going to say that's Florida. I mean, that just becomes sort of part of our identity in Florida is humidity, right? That's yeah.
Yeah, yeah, sadly. So, and it just doesn't go away. It's just here all the time, but it's okay because it's
Yeah, we
sunny.
still love it.
It's fine. It's great. Yeah, and you get used to it, kind of sometimes. So,
Thank you.
and yeah, I'm having a great time, and I'm really excited for um the topic today too. It's been a while, but I remember when I went to school. So
Oh yeah,
great.
it'll be good to hear those stories, tapping that memory. And let's toss it over back. Let's throw that boomerang back over to Tampa and introduce Brother Tristan. Good morning, Brother Tristan.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. I'm Brother Tristan Sullivan from Tampa, Florida. I'm happy to be here as well. It's sunny here as well, thankfully. It was pretty rainy yesterday, but happy to have good weather again. But yeah,
Oh,
it's been a while since I've been a student too. I may or may not have tried to suppress those memories, but they're coming back to me. They're coming back to me. So I'm excited to talk about this today.
well, remember the topic is survival stories, and the fact that you guys are here on the show means that you've survived. So we want to hear all of those stories. Thank you, Brother Tristan. And of course, we're going to go now toss it to one of our parent experts. We've got on the show with us, along with Sister Sharice, of course, but we'd like to introduce Brother Shane. Good morning, Brother Shane.
Hey, good morning. I'm Brother Shane Quas. I'm also here in Tampa. It's cooling off, but my phone is overheated twice this morning, so I guess it's not as cool as we want it to be yet. So
Oh,
I'm a father of a 3-year-old who's in school year round.
oh, that's awesome. We can't wait to hear the stories, because I'm sure there's a lot of young parents with young children that are probably just now scratching their heads and wondering, well, how do we get into this whole parenting routine? Because that's what we're here to talk about. Because going back to school, I remember, Sister Sharice, when and obviously have been in school far far longer than you. It was always that end of summer blah that you get, because the summer's rounding out, it's finishing, and all that means is that now it's time to get back into the routine of school. And in school, for so many kids, and I don't know if it's changed, and we're going to talk to some of our panelists, that used to be just the minute I walked onto that school bus, I was already counting the days until winter break. Like, okay, it's only 3 more months and winter break is coming, so I'll be able to take that. But I'm going to start by showing a couple of pictures of some of our students that we have here. Let's go ahead and put this up here. And when we take a look at, back to school, of course, one of the fun things about going back to school, Sister Sharice, is getting the kids ready. And getting those kids ready starts with getting all their school supplies. Let's talk. Can you introduce us to your beautiful family?
Oh my goodness, look at my beautiful children right there. Yes. On the left is my son, Brother Caden. He is 13 and he has entered his last year of middle school. He is in eighth grade. So
Oh
that
boy.
is fun. It's fun. He's a pre-freshman, if that's a term. If it's not, I'm gonna make it one. He's a pre-freshman. And then I also have my two beautiful girls. Violet, she is 10 years old and she just started fourth grade. And the little one there is Rosie. She turned 6 and she is in first grade. So I have a eighth grader, a fourth grader, and a first grader this year. So I just have a plethora of grade school students. So
You,
it's very, very much fun and enjoyable.
you just actually should just start your own school and just, that way
I should. I
save on
really
transportation.
should.
You don't have to worry.
I I know it's just safe on transportation, but it's always very fun and exciting when the school year rolls around. So they very much love it, as much as, and it's like a nostalgia for me, going back to school shopping. But I did do it different this year. I did not go to any of my local stores and wait till the last. Well, I kind of waited till the last minute because I think school year snuck up on me, but I did not fight the lines and fight the crowds to make sure we got all of our school supplies. I was informed by one of my other mother friends that this year she actually did all of her online, all of her school supply shopping online. And so basically, there was an app that was you all you had to do was plug in your school, and you plugged in the school that you're going to, what grade they would be in, and it would automatically put every single item that you needed into your online shopping cart. So literally all you had to do was just check out if that was okay with you, or you can switch it around to less expensive items because of course it would put the more expensive stuff in there first. And my children don't need the expensive stuff because, it just gets used up, and broken crayons, and a crayon is a crayon. So it's fine. They don't need, all the expensive stuff. But I did that and had it shipped to me literally the week before school started, and they had all of their school supplies ready to roll. It even included, there's some schools that on the bottom, the counties will say like a wish list for, their teachers, be it disinfecting wipes, tissues, hand sanitizers, extra copying paper, dry erase markers. Those are sometimes on their wish list of things that they could use in class for the teachers. And it even threw all of those in there as well, which was really, really great. I didn't even have to worry about that. And then I just threw in the backpacks that they would need, and maybe, a few items for clothing wise just to get them started. And that was my school shopping experience this year. And I was in bliss. I didn't have to leave my house. All I had to do was just stay and just do it online. So that was really, fortunately, my children didn't have the option of telling me that they wanted the pink coloring pencils or the pink pencil box, or, the only thing I let them choose was their backpacks. That's the only option they had, because going with the girls to uh, go shopping for school supplies is always a hassle because, if it doesn't have flowers, it's not cool. So, it's fine. They had basic colors so that, it's okay. But they loved it anyway, because for them, when the shipments came and they opened up all their school supplies, they were like, "Oh my goodness, is this for me for school, mommy?" Yes, it is. We didn't have to go school shopping this year. Mommy took care of it via an online app. It was amazing. So,
Well, that's a pretty boss move to not have to leave your house to do it. Because most of the survival stories that I was waiting to hear were the survival stories at the local stores,
yes,
trying to get that backpack, that 3-ring binder, the spiral notebook. That for whatever reason, I still don't know why they even make those things, because those things will take out an eye if you're not careful.
I
But
know. And then like the prong folders, and if you're, we're shopping in the stores. This was me last year, like just scavenging the shelves for the prong folder. And it couldn't be pink or purple because the list requires you to have a yellow, a blue, or a red. And they're all gone. And you open up a folder, you're like, I think I found one, but there's no prongs. So fortunately this year, doing it online, it was amazing because everything is stocked in their warehouses. So I just let them do the shopping for me, and I just said what I needed. So that was great.
there's
That
no
was
need no
perfect.
need to muscle your way through the shopping cart lines, right? So,
Mhm.
well, that excellent tip on the app. I think a lot of parents if you do have an opportunity to try to see if you could find that, if that's available in your school, that sounds like the way to go, especially in the Florida heat. So, but we're going to go now to Brother Shane, because I want to talk a little bit about your experience, maybe slightly different, because Sister Sharice is obviously needing to buy for 3 different kids, 3 different ages. Your focus is a little bit more, you know, centered
Well,
around
let me
this young princess here. Can you introduce her for us?
yeah. So this is my daughter Madison. And as you can see, she's already in after-school soccer as well on the right there. So I think the thing for me is that I'm an older parent, and I have these perspectives like you, Brother Robert, of how school used to be, right? And that's not how it is anymore, like Sister Sharice just indicated. And I like that app. I do want that app. So I thought I was going to be sly. I work from home. My wife works from home. That's why our daughter's in preschool. We have 2 fully stocked offices in our house with everything she would need for school. But boy, was I wrong. So
You thought you were stocking up early, right?
and
That's
with our
normally how
daughter,
it is.
it wasn't about with our daughter, it wasn't about the flowers. It was about the princesses. If it doesn't have a princess, it's not cool. And then I also didn't realize you need all 5 princesses, not just any one in particular.
Oh yeah.
So so that was one. The other is that we have a lot of very excited grandparents. Like you're a new grandpa, Brother Robert. Congratulations with that.
Thank you.
So they're continually buying us clothes. I mean, we're constantly getting new clothes, new outfits. She wears a 3T, and I have clothes for her all the way through 6 now from all the grandparents keep giving us stuff. So we didn't need anything. Foolish as I thought. No, not the case. So we ended up taking her to the store, not to fight the crowds, but to get the experience. We kind of fake shopped. We went and got a couple of things and stood in line and saw all the kids and the people and had the kind of bustle, which Maddie really loved. She watched a lot of videos about school, and she's excited. She wants to ride the school bus. She wants to be with the big kids. And so we did get a really nice Hello Kitty backpack, which was a good buy. But it was very much just kind of staged for her, and she loved that. The other thing about us is we're in school year round, and I just kind of figured, oh, it's back to school, and nope, we made sure to go in during the season. Like it's almost like a holiday, right? Go in during the season, enjoy. We got ice cream and got her set for that. And I want her, to love school. I want her to be, end up, like Tristan, you're done with school now. I want her to go through that whole process and be successful and have good experiences. So the other thing about preschool that we didn't expect is that it's a long day. And so she's in school from 8:30 in the morning till 5 p.m. So she doesn't get out early. So we did end up getting a lot of lunch supplies to pack, and our school's very particular about what you can bring for lunch. Like I can't pack peanuts because other kids may be allergic, stuff like that. So
yeah, I was going to say that's probably a big I think making that prep is always something that's a little bit more. It's different than it was when you and I were in school, because now there's a lot more attention being paid to food allergies and the environment. The kids, we always used to joke, right, as the older folks, that well, we survived, and we drank water out of a fire hose, and we're still around.
Well, fortunately, Maddie has maybe not, but Maddie has a cousin that is allergic to everything very seriously. So we have some experience with kind of being careful in what to have and what not to have. So that was good. Wow. But she's on a PB&J kick right now. I mean, I can get away with PB&Js like 3 days a week now, which is awesome.
Well, I love a good PB&J. That's
And we just graduated this week. She doesn't want it cut up. Daddy, don't cut it up anymore. I want the whole big sandwich. So no crusting, none of that. Just the big old sandwich in a big old bag. It's thrilled.
That's man, that's growing up right before your eyes, right? Well, yeah, I want to shift it really quick because we've got a couple of different perspectives. So we've got Sister Sharice, who's talked about like her well, obviously her entire campus of children. She's got with everything from grade school to just about high school, almost there. But then we also have Brother Tristan and Sister Elida who are joining us, who are now out of school for a couple of years. So I'm gonna go to Sister Elida first of all. So when you were last in school, it was like about, you said 4 or 5 years ago when you were in school.
Yes.
Can
And I remember it like it was yesterday. That's why I was like, has it been 5 years already? It's
and
so
then the reality hit.
I was like, that's really weird. Yeah, but I specifically remember, and it's for me, it's the most dreadful part was waking up so early. In high school, you wake up. School starts at 7:20 from where I went to high school, and I had to wake up at like 6. And then the good thing is my bus stop is like right at the end of my street. So I can just walk out and it's right there. The problem is actually waking up though. That's the issue. And so there's definitely have been times where I stay in bed to the last minute, hoping to wait until my mom does this, or like nobody. Maybe if I stay quiet, nobody will notice I'm still here. But it never worked out.
You literally tried to ninja your way out of going to school.
Yeah. Oh my god. Because it's just the waking up. Because obviously, like I have to go to school. It's there, but and it's good. It's important for all of us. But it's so early. It was too early. And then it doesn't help that like after school, so we get out at like 2:30 or so. And I think it's great because you're home early and it's fine, and then you take a nap and it's great. But then I take naps for like hours because I'm so tired.
Oh,
I
you
think
oversleep.
yeah,
Yes.
I think that's the shift, is that like
Mhm.
in elementary, they tell you, they have you guys take naps, and you have a mat and you have a little nap buddy, and it's great. And I kind of wish they have that in high school too.
Oh, in high school, the little
Oh,
nap,
God. I
things.
would love it if they had like a nap time, but they don't. And I just nap at home. It was
That's-
definitely the hardest part for me, was waking up. It's just so hard.
Well, I'm glad that you highlighted that, because I'm going to do a quick. What do we? I forget what we call it, but it's going to be where I'm going to hit you guys with a series of questions, and you guys just give me one answer. It's going to be a lightning round of round robin questions. Okay, so, and I'm glad you hit that up. But before we do that, I want to talk to Brother Tristan. So, how many years is it since you've been out of school?
Right, high school, it's been a while, 2016, so almost like 8 years. Um, but I got to second everything that Sister Elida said. I think the hardest part going back to school was just fixing that sleep schedule, and toughing it out that first week. Because I know all the kids out there, summers, spending late nights, probably past your bedtime, watching TV, playing games and such. Um, but really, I think, yeah, toughing it out that first week is probably the hardest part for sure.
Clever thing. Oh wow. Okay, so and then college, you've been out now what, 4 years?
Yes, yes. I graduated in 2020. But yeah, in college, I think that first week of school, I always like to, especially my first few years of college, I would try to visit where my classes were, especially if it was like a building I never went to or an unfamiliar place, because you never want to be your first day back at school. You want to be on time, right? Start off on the right foot. So you want to make sure you know where all your classes are ahead of time. That way you're not trying to be that person that walks in while the professor is doing the attendance roll call, right? Don't want to be that guy.
Well, that's a good tip, Brother Tristan. So, like, basically, what you're saying for all of our viewers who are going to be starting college, that those are, or who have already started college. But those are good tips because you want them to do their research. You want them to make sure that they're
Right.
prepared. Maybe like get like a map of the college campuses. That way you can kind of figure out where you. I actually did that in high school. I think I over prepared in high school. I was like, I need to know where my rooms are, and I need to time myself to see if I have enough time in between my bells to get to my locker to my class. But now I guess the kids don't use lockers anymore because you only have like 2 minutes to go from one end of the school to the complete opposite. And I was like, why is that, son? And they were like, they don't want us to socialize anymore. Oh, okay.
Oh man, locker time? I don't,
I
Brother Shane, remember
know.
locker time? That was like going to your locker.
That was half
Well,
the
first of
day,
all,
right? That was half the day.
decorating your locker, right? And making sure that it looked exactly the way you wanted to, because that became sort of your identity. I remember your locker was your identity when we were in school, right? People could open up the locker, they know everything they need to know about you by the inside of your locker. And I
Exactly.
guess,
To
You know,
mention,
I'm sure like your all of your pictures, all of your magazines and everything, and you're like your locker was your meeting spot. So it was kind of
well,
disheartened to
and
find out they don't use them anymore.
Brother
our
Shane?
lockers were assigned alphabetically, and so my two best friends were my locker neighbors.
I see.
They're my two best friends even today, and I've been out of high school 40 years. And we're best friends to this day, and we were locker neighbors in middle school
Look at that. Oh
because of
man.
alphabetically, right?
See?
So that's sad to see that's gone. That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, but they're still there. I think just for the aesthetic of school, right? So they've got
They
lockers there,
are.
but they don't serve a purpose anymore. Did they still
They
use
don't.
lockers, Sister Elida,
No,
when you were in high school?
That's what I was gonna say. I was so excited to go to high school because of that. Like, because I like to decorate and I like to like personalize stuff. So when we got to school, and exactly what Sister Sharice had said, there's no time to go to your locker or decorate. There's no point to even have a locker. I didn't even get a locker because I was like, I don't even need it because we don't have time. It's like 2 minutes that you can, you don't really even socialize. You can't have your phone. It's so I was like, wow, all this movies about like you're hanging out by your locker, you're talking to your friends, in classes, and I guess that's
It's all
why
a
it was so
facade.
draining.
It was all a facade. That's all it was. Oh.
It was.
All right, so we're going to do a quick lightning round. We've got about 5 minutes left on the show, and I'm going to ask questions of the parents. I'm going to ask questions of students. So I'm going to start off with the students. Okay. So, were you a buy lunch at school or bring your lunch person, Sister Lida?
Buy lunch at school.
Buy lunch, Brother Tristan.
Same. I was a buy lunch at school.
Is it you didn't like your parents cooking? Is that the reason? You can. No one watching. No one's watching. It's okay. You can admit it. It's okay. Okay.
But
All right.
a little bit.
We've got two buy lunch at schools. All right. And now to the parents. What is the number one toughest thing about getting your child ready for school in the morning, Brother Shane?
Her hair.
Oh yes.
Hair.
I've had to learn little girl hair. Oh yeah, braiding. I've had to learn. I just learned bubble braids are so much easier, right? So now I'm doing bubble
The
braids.
fact that you even know the term double braids already
no
impresses
bubble
me.
braids.
Bubble braids. See, I can't even get that right.
Yeah.
So thank goodness I have a grandson.
You don't even know, man. You don't even know. So that's the hardest part for me.
Okay. What about you, Sister Sharice? Toughest thing about getting your kids up in the morning?
What he says. The school, because I have the two girls, so it's two girls' hairs that I have to fix, and they're of different ages and maturity levels. So I can no longer do pigtails and butterflies on my fourth grader because that's just not cool, mom. And I just want it down or in a ponytail or in a bun. And then, Rose, she wants all of the really cool, cute stuff. She's like, Mom, I want my hair to look really cute today. I want you to put it up like how you had your hair last night in a clip and then it just hangs down. And she's very particular in how I do her hair. And sometimes I'm just like, can I just put pigtails and put some butterfly clips? And she's like, no, mommy. But then I have to talk her into it. But, that's the biggest hassle for me is doing their hair because I really hate if I send my kids to school and they look like they just rolled out of bed. I don't know.
Does that include Brother Caden?
Brother Caden is by default, he just, I have to get his haircuts in a particular way where he can just roll out of bed. Even though I buy him products to put in his hair to make it look, nice and slick back, he's just like, Mom, I don't really need that. I don't care. And I'm just like, but I care. But he doesn't. So I guess, that's good. He has self-confidence. He doesn't care about how he looks.
Yeah, boys
It's
will
fine.
just roll. We'll just roll with whatever we got. All
Roll
right,
with it.
back to the students. What was your favorite subject in high school, Sister Lida?
I'm gonna say science. I like how things work, and I like how everything kind of goes in together. Particularly like plants. I like plants. They're so cool.
All right, Brother Tristan, favorite subject?
I really enjoyed social studies. I thought I like
Wow.
storytelling and such, so it was always interesting to me.
Okay. Oh no, we lost Brother Shane. I think his phone overheated again. But I've got a quick question for you then, Sister Charisse. When it comes to homework, you let the kids do it themselves, or you just figure it out for them?
Um, Definitely we have to figure it out for them. Brother Eric attempted to help with the homework the other night, and it's important that parents read directions because my husband saw he saw a bubble gum paper with bubble gum in it, and it said like numbers, and then the numbers that had the colors red. And then he was like, here, Rosie, go ahead and color these in. And she starts coloring, and I'm like, wait a minute, time out. I came over and looked, and I was like, no, 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 she's supposed to color these in as she accomplishes her reading list that she has not yet done. She's already jumped ahead to 8. You had her color in 8. We're not, the teacher does this. And he's like, oh, I didn't read that part. So yes, it should start early. Reading directions for young ones should start early. That way it progresses into their, 40s. So
Into their, yeah, hopefully it progresses into their 40s.
hopefully read
Yeah,
instructions
exactly.
first.
All right, Brother Shane, last question of the lightning round. When it comes to homework, do you let Maddie do it herself, or do you figure it out for her?
I let her struggle. I mean, she even, the cutest thing now is we have this really small rolling desk that we put in the kitchen right next to the pantry. And so she spends like all her free time at her desk right now. And so she'll come home, she has some coloring stuff. We go through her crafts that she did for the day at school. And then she'll just sit there at her desk and she'll want new assignments. And so I end up giving her fake stuff to do. So I don't know how she's going to turn out, but the desk in the kitchen was a big help with that. And then, but I'm like Teresa's husband. I don't read directions, so it's best that she just goes on her own, and then just comes to me for help if she needs something. That's how it's going.
Listen, my daughter was so stressed. She was like, oh, what am I going to do? My teacher's going to be mad at me. And I was like, no, just calm down. Tell her that your daddy didn't read the instructions. And then my husband's like, no, don't tell her that. Don't tell her that.
Blame it on Dad. You're all good.
It's all right. We parents have survived. We've lived through our era of RJ telling us as we're driving him to school that a project is due that day that's going to take about 3 hours to get done. So it's so we turn around and decide that it's better for us to just have him be absent that day than to get an F. Not that that's what you parents should be doing, but just letting you know it happens. All right. Well, today, again, fastest 30 minutes on radio. That's what INCRadio Florida is. We're at the top of the hour, 2 minutes past, in fact. We want to thank all of our guests for joining us today. Our new team members, Brother Tristan and Sister Light, and of course, Brother Shane for joining us and giving some perspective there on Maddie and her school journey. And of course, Sister Charisse, the energy of our show, and your kids. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining. This is Brother Robert Topalis here in Tampa, Florida, for Sister Charisse, who's up there in Pensacola, for Sister Lyda in Orlando, and Brother Tristan and Brother Shane, both also here in Tampa. We want to wish you a happy Saturday. Thanks for joining us on INCRadio Florida. Tune in next week for another show. But stay tuned, because coming up next is INCRadio South Central States.
This is INCRadio, DZEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.